there's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Hey, everybody, this is Doug from King's X, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. May the groove be with you.
The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father, and as always, I'm bringing you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a very huge privilege to welcome back iconic bassist and King's X frontman dUg Pinnick, who will release his 5th solo album, Joy Bomb, today, October 15th, via Rat Pak Records. This is the follow-up to 2013's Naked album. Also, check out the first single, Key Changer. And let me tell you something, it's a very cool video off Joy Bomb. And also, King's X have released 12 albums and influenced many bands still to this day. And plus, KXM is doing the same thing. So without further ado, I welcome Mr. dUg Pinnick. How you doing, my man?
Hey. I'm doing great. It's about 11 o'clock here in LA, and it's a beautiful day.
Every day is a beautiful day now for me. So how have you been doing through all this, man?
I have no problems. I turned 71, and they say that when you get to your 70s, those are your happiest years, the 70s. And it's the honest truth. I sort of like got through everything, that the drama and trauma of all the confusion of life, and living long enough, I get a lot of things, and it's given me peace and hope for the future, even.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we're going to talk about that too, because I'm glad you're still here, man.
Thanks.
How excited are you to release this 5th solo album, Joy Bomb, today via Rat Pak Records in this crazy time that we're still in right now?
I'm like really excited because I haven't put anything out in 10 years or more with on my own or with King's X. I mean, I've done a couple other side projects, KXM and stuff like that. But just putting your own solo record out and putting your whole heart into it. I don't know. I put a lot of music out, and I do it. I've always been doing it. It's something that I do. But for some reason, this record's real special for me. I really work hard on the record. And my point is, I'm 71 years old, and I want this record, I want people to say he's still pushing the envelope. I don't want people to say, well, I like the other ones better. I love the old ones too, but if you're not pushing the envelope, if you're not creating something a little bit more than what you had before, why am I doing this? I don't want to rehash something. I want to give myself, but I want to push my whatever I've learned, if it's just, I got a better Pro Tools system, it's like, I just want everything to just be an improvement. I think this record sounds better than a lot of my records sonically. I think I've learned how to mix and produce a little bit better through the years. So I'm proud of every aspect of this record personally, because I did it all myself in my house,
And I like how you just mentioned that, man. You have to grow continuously. I don't care how old you are, how many years you have under your belt as a musician. If you can't grow every single day and learn something new to add a twist to your music, then why bother? I mean, it's just going to be stale, and you're going to get bored with it.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's just for musicians and artists. So we have to create. We have to keep pushing. There's a lot of people that are content, going to work 9 to 5, raising the family, taking the kids to school. It's their life, and they're happy with that. So I can understand that. I just love it that we all can celebrate our diversity.
Yeah. Now you've been writing on this for what, 2 years now for this album?
Well, actually, I write. I never stop writing. I've been writing music since I was 18. I've got hundreds of songs in the archives that no one's even heard. For me, I took 27 songs and handed them to King's X for the new record. They took 7 of them. All the rest were songs that I loved. So I decided to finish them up and put them on my solo record.
Was this kind of a new beginning or a chapter for you, for your music on this album? Kind of?
No, I think every record I put out is a new chapter. Because like we talked about earlier, every day, every year I've learned something new. There's a different take on just about everything that I go through, even growing a beard or shaving my hair off or something, there's always something. So this is just another continuation of me being dUg, and I think I'm most excited is because I can still do this and these people are still checking it out. That's my joy. It's like I'm still relevant to some people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how King's X and you as a musician, isn't relevant, because you've made an imprint on the music industry, man. In my opinion, and that's not just because you're on here or anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's the God's honest truth. What you have done for music, man, is a staple of what some should look up to. That's just
well, thank you for saying that. Wow,
seriously, because you've laid down the path, man, for being a bassist and being a vocalist. Like, say, fuck it, man, I don't care, I'm a bassist. I don't have to just hold a microphone. I can play music, an instrument, and still be a vocalist. So, and what you do, it's just great.
That's the fun of it. I get to play music, which is what I love to do as a musician, and I love to sing all my life. So I get to do two things at once, and through the years, you just get better and better at it, hopefully. So if that's an inspiration to people, I'm happy, because I've been inspired by Chris Squire and John Entwistle and, Glenn Hughes and all those people down the line. So if I can pass that torch, I just feel a part of the band, a part of the group. But it is fun to play in a band, not just stand there and sing. No offense to singers who stand and sing. Ronnie Van Zant was one of the most amazing frontmen who just stood there and directed the band. He controlled that band like no other. And that's a member of the band. A lot of times when singers just get up and sing, then they walk to the side of the stage and watch or not pay attention to the band. But to be a part of a band is a whole different thing, where you raise your hand and the band changes. They see your vision because you're the focal point. That's important. There's so many things I see that's important in playing bass and singing at the same time. I look at Sting, what he did on bass and sang at the same time. It's like, whoa, what do you do with that? He's so good. And Paul McCartney, come on. Yeah. It's like, are there two people in there? That's the way he was. And, they're my heroes. So, we just keep trying to push forward, push that envelope. And I'm glad that you're there listening.
Yeah. And going back to Leonard Skinner, man, it's like when they sung, the original members, of course, you had to take notice to them. It's like they demanded you to listen.
Yes. And the music, the stories.
Yeah.
I saw those guys in 72 when their second record came out. It was amazing. I mean, we were all in our early 20s, and I'm standing there watching these guys my age just blowing my mind. It was awesome. And I saw them the same night I saw Aerosmith off their first record.
Oh, that's awesome. I was listening to Aerosmith yesterday, actually.
Awesome. It's funny too, because I never would have thought as just a guy out there in the audience who's just beginning would be friends with all those guys, and they say good things about King's X and how we've made them happier, inspired them. I love it. I mean, what's his name? The rhythm guitar player for Aerosmith. His name is on the top of my tongue, and I can't think of it, but he boasts of having 250 some King's X t-shirts. I've never seen him without a King's X t-shirt on.
Wow.
That is awesome. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That is so cool. So, it's awesome. Brad Whitford. Yeah.
Were you a little nervous releasing this album right now? Or is this kind of like the new norm, but just put it out there as of right now?
I'm never nervous putting anything out. I'm never nervous anything I do, because, I just kind of, I don't know. I've been so used to people reacting to everything that I do in some way or another. I'm kind of curious to see the reaction more than anything. I mean, ever since I was a little boy, from the time I was 4 or 5 years old, when I sang, I watched people cry. And I know that every time I make music, there are people that emotionally are moved. I don't get it. I don't understand. And I don't do it because of that reason. I just do it because this is what I do. It's kind of like I can't help it. So So it's nice to hear back people liking what you do that you just do. And it's really cool when you don't hear a lot of negative feedback. That's a good thing. I mean, you do need feedback, and I get it.
Yeah.
But it's encouraging feedback, and it's honest feedback. Even if it makes me feel bad, I just step up to the plate and keep on moving, because, it's supposed to make you strong. It's all supposed to make you strong. It should never take away.
But the thing about your voice and your music, man, and your writing, you sing it with conviction. You sing it with truth. You sing it to where someone can take what you're talking about and turn it into their own saving grace that they may need down the road. And I've seen it with so many, musicians and bands and stuff people gravitate to. And I think it's a beautiful dance, if that makes sense. I've seen
Thank you.
take that, because I'm telling you, man, you're one of the slim ones out there who I can tell to actually sing with conviction and mean what they say on their albums. So
thank you. It's kind of strange, because it's very difficult for me to sing someone else's lyrics, even in King's X, when I sing Ty's lyrics, because I feel like I'm a fake, because I'm interpreting their words and their melodies. And people have said, Doug, you could sing the phone book. Well, maybe I can, but in my heart, I can tell the difference. And because I do, sometimes, well, most of the time, I always feel when I'm singing someone else's song that I didn't do it justice. And I have a difficult time hearing myself sing it back. I'm going, wow, I wish I could own this, but I'm not that person. That's how it's important to me, vocals, Now,
I know we talked about this just a little bit, but Doug, what's impressed or excited you the most about making the new album, Joy Bomb, if anything? I mean, is there anything, specifically that sticks out for you about this album?
I think it was, one good thing is I live in a house with 4 other people. I have a huge house that I rent out here, and it's got a couple nice bedrooms, and I got some friends who rent here, and that's how it helps me pay for the place. And it's like a big French villa. I've got over 200 plants in the front and back of the house. Oh, wow. It's like really cool. So I was home for 2 years, and for the first time being home for 2 years and not going anywhere, I got a chance to get used to my Pro Tools in my studio, so that I finally got it all dialed into how I know what I'm doing now for myself. So that was a huge thing for me. So when I started working on this record and mixing it and stuff like that, I didn't struggle mixing it like I normally do, because I could never judge myself with the subs and the little room I was in. And then I'd move to another apartment, and all of a sudden everything sounds different. So, and I'm a real tone freak. So I really wanted to get used to it. So I got used to it here at the house. And also here I am making music out loud in my office studio, which is wide open in the house. So all my roommates are always coming in going, dude, I like that. Oh man, new song. Oh, cool. Man, I can't wait till people hear this. And it's like, it makes me smile, and I just keep on going on it, and then they encourage me the whole time, with the excitement that I have, with the anticipation going, man, I can't wait till you finish this up so that people can hear it. And that was a good thing about making this record. There was a lot of encouragement. It was like having a team with me, and the other thing I think, on this record, I think everything on this record is deliberately what I wanted. That's something hard for me to say, because everything that I do, I usually don't like, because I find all those little teeny things that I wanted to have in there that I didn't. And so I think, on my standard, it's not good enough. Yeah. No one knows any better. On this record, for me, I polished this turd to shine. That's what I feel like. I go, man, this is some good stuff. No matter what you say, the song might not be that great, but it sounds good. Or, you know what I'm saying? I think there's something good in every song that, at least if you're honed in on that particular thing, you're gonna go, oh man, I got it, So that's what I feel. I'm a pretty complicated person when I think about music.
You can always overthink stuff and be your own worst enemy.
I always, that's my nature.
So with doing your own music and being your own producer, do you like having this freedom to, I guess, have more creativity for your music?
I've always had this creativity and freedom in my music. I've never been in a band that stifled me ever. I've been the primary songwriter in all the bands I've ever been in. And so I've learned from them. I've learned what they like and what they don't, because I'll write 30 songs and they'll pick 7 of them. And they'll go, well, those are the songs I'm not getting it. And I go, oh, okay. And I'll go home and start thinking about it. And I'll find, okay, so what is it about this song? Is it just one note? Is it the riff needs extra something? It could be just something so minor as a yeah for the chorus and then the words. And so I go back and start to analyze the song and think, what would I want to hear if I was a kid? And I put that song on. And then I find it, and I'll put it in the song and I go, there it is, and then I'll put it on my solo record. So it's all a learning and exchange kind of a thing with me. Even with KXM and all the side projects the same way. On the side projects, I don't write anything. I want them to do what they do, and I'll do what I do, and we'll make it work because I trust you. And we didn't pick each other if we didn't feel there was some kind of magic that we all could create with each other. So that's where I am with side projects. But my solo project in King's X, I'm writing continuously for that.
Key Changer is the first single off the new album. What led it to be the first single, man? Was there anyone like kind of close to being the single?
I hate to say it, but it's my favorite song on the record. And it's not necessarily that I think it's a great song as much as that was a song that opened my mind up to a new direction.
Okay.
And I liked it. The riff is Sly and the Family Stone, old 70s, just let's party. The chorus, that is. I want to hear the music. I remember hearing Graham Central Station going, whoa, 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 can you handle it? I'm thinking, wow, so cool. And so that was, my take on that. But the riff is like, it's a typical dUg riff, makes you want to bop up and down and dance, But I thought, how can I make this special? So I pulled out my 8-string guitar because I've been listening to a lot of Meshuggah and gent music, and I love that stuff. And I made the riff up on my 8-string guitar down on the E, way down low, and I'm going, wow, I like that. And so I put it down with the beat, and I got my bass out. And I thought, well, I can't play my bass an octave lower than this. So let me play my bass in 440, regular tuning, like this 8-string is. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, I'm playing the riff in regular tuning, which I don't do. So the bass is in regular tuning, which is, okay, we're getting conventional again. That's cool. I've been down in the hole for too long. But yet the guitar riff on the 8-string makes it sound low, which gives it that gent kind of vibe. And I thought, this is so cool. And the hardest thing was to mix it because I didn't want it to sound like 3 bass guitars. And that was the biggest fight. So this song took me a month and a half to mix because I tried every tone in every different direction. And I tracked the guitar like 10 or 12 times with different tones and all kinds of stuff to try to get them all to sound separated. Because I didn't want people to go, oh, this is a cool song. dUg's playing 3 basses and I'm not. And so for me, I got it to a point where to me, it didn't sound like 3 basses. So that's all I needed, just for me to feel that way. And the other thing is mathematically, it's a mathematical record of it. The key changes go up, but they come back down where they should be going up. So the riff keeps sounding like it's going up. The melody, da 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 da. But when you go back down, it's actually a half step up from the last chord that you played. So in sense, it sounds like you're going half step up again. And it was just a mathematical idea in my head. I don't write songs very mathematically like that. And so for me, it was like a new approach to dUg, because, I've written songs since I was 19, so 20, 30, 40, 50, 50 years or more. and it's always like painting a picture. It's I just got to come up with another little color, another little twist. And so I felt like I caught it on this song. It's, to me, it's like modern, but yet it's completely retro. You know, you can find something familiar in it.
Yeah, you've got like the 80s, I don't know, like the little boxes going on, like the little lasers and stuff. And I love this video. Doug's getting down in it, folks. Doug is absolutely getting down in this. And my favorite part in Key Changer is turn up your stereo, turn up your headphones, turn up everything you got.
That's right.
Turn that shit up.
Let it wash you. Let it groove you. Let the music hit the spot.
That's exactly right, my friend. If music can't put the hairs on your arm stand up, man, and just feel it and vibe to it, then something's sadly wrong with you.
Yeah. A couple of people came on and said it was a sort of negative comment, but they're fans and they love what I do. And they said, oh, it sounds like another Over My Head. And I'm going, huh, it does. It does. It's a song about love and music. And the cool song, the other thing about this song is I usually try to write songs about something deep and heavy or philosophical or something I've learned that I feel like, you know, this is a new thing that I've learned in my life and it seems to be working, so I'm going to sing about it. You know what I'm saying? This song wasn't about anything but having a good time. Mm-hmm. I just felt like we've been locked up in a pandemic for 2 years, and am I going to come out with a song about, oh, blah, 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 we're all stuck, this world is, you know, coming to an end, all climate change bullshit stuff, you know? And I go, not saying it's bullshit, but I just felt like we've heard enough of that. All you do is turn on your radio, your TV, on your videos, whatever, and everybody's fighting about something. Everybody's dogging somebody. And I'm thinking, what about let's just get up and boogie? And so it's working, hopefully, you know.
Yeah, what about like saying hi to your neighbor, or, you know, look what I went through, and
exactly.
No, I'm happy with everybody. I'm glad to
exactly
have anybody and everybody. So
yeah,
it just blows my mind. Any tracks that didn't make this album, Doug, that we can see on an upcoming EP or another album from you?
Oh yeah, there's songs that it's not songs that didn't make it. I just got a lot of songs. I got about 12 or 13 more songs. I'm going to start working on like in the next couple of weeks to finish up and get with Joe and see about throwing the second album out. You know, it'll be another, 6 months or 8 months before I put a new record out, but I got the songs. I just have to piece them all together like this album. Because this album, Joy Bomb, those are songs written, in the last 2 years, but also in the years before that. I Can't Fight This Feeling was written in 2000, and I lost all the tracks to it when I moved over from digital something to Pro Tools, and that's all I had was the demo, a 2-track of that song, and that's what I put on the record. I just mastered it. I'm going, well, I can't go fix this now, and the mistakes and all are on that song. In Love and Fear, also I wrote at the same period. I thought the song had too many verses, and the bridges between the verse and chorus were too long. And I thought the song in general, every part was double, and it should not have been. But I was telling the story. I was on a roll with all these words, and so I put it down, and I thought, well, I'll go back and edit it later. Again, I lost all the tracks, and that was all I had of it on a hard drive. And people had heard it, and they go, dude, you should put this out. And so I just went and got those 2 songs actually mastered and just put them on as they were.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that I had a chance to listen to this album, and it's really fun. And then I can actually can vision seeing you smiling and playing all these songs. That's cool. But Key Changer, I love Key Changer. Equally Divided is a badass song. And
thanks.
You just mentioned Love and Fear. I think that is one of my favorite songs off this album.
Oh, good.
I just like everything about it because it's different. You know.
Wow.
I guess it makes sense to me. I mean, I guess you wouldn't think Doug Pinnick would sing something like this, but it's good.
Wow. Cool.
Something that stands out on this album. And that's just me, honestly. So
thanks. That makes me feel good. I always thought that was like the B-side kind of song on it, but
hey, sometimes those B-sides, man, are diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, my favorites are usually the B-sides.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm going listen to B-sides from bands going, why didn't this make the album? What the hell?
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
So was there a track that you were working on that totally ended up sounding different than it was intended to when you was working on these? That took major turn.
I'm trying to think. Not really. Cause how I write music is, back in the King's X early days, I used to just, all I did was write. I'd wake up and write songs on my 4-track and to my 8-track until I got my own studio. And around 2000 is when I finally got a full-blown studio and I could make music like I wanted to. But before that, I didn't have anything else to do. Now, in the 2000s, since the internet has come along and social media and social everything, we don't have a lot of time anymore to do that, of just lock yourself away for a week because the phone's ringing and somebody needs something or something. So what I've done is, how you say it, I've adapted to it. Basically, whenever I get inspired, I'll just close the door and go in my room and pull up the drum machine and beat out a song within a couple hours. No words, no melodies, just a couple riffs, put them together, think about it for a second and get it to the point where I'm going, yeah, I'm feeling good about this. I'll walk away and then get back to my life doing the other things. And I'll do it again, a week or later, a month later, sometimes, maybe 2 or 3 days, who knows, but I'll write another song and I'll just keep doing that. And after about 10 or 15 songs, I'll put them all together on a tape or back in the day, it was a CD. Nowadays, I'll just, put it on my iTunes and I'll just play the songs and I'm riding around town doing things. And all of a sudden, a melody will come to me. And an idea will come, or I'll just get in my car and I'll be driving and I'll play a song. I'll keep playing over and over again. And I'll make up many melodies until all of a sudden I go, there it is. I want to hear the music. And I go, that's it. And I'll even pull over and write it down and say, okay, I got it. Yeah. Let's go home and see if it works. And the only problem I ever have is I don't like my voice. So I hear this great melody in my head. Then I try to sing it. And it don't sound good to me. And so I struggle with that. I love it when other people sing my melodies and I go, oh, okay, I can dig that. But when I sing it, it's like, because I've heard myself sing all my life and it's like, I'm not impressed. But I just throw it up there and go, this will work. And this is a good melody, I think. Let's go for it, see what people think. Because I never know what people really think. Because I've tried everything, as a songwriter. I've written songs for myself. I've written songs to be hits. I've written songs not to be hits. I've written songs for other people, and at the end of the day, every song I wrote was not for what I was writing it for. It didn't go to where that was the reason. When I wrote it for someone, no one liked it. If I wrote it for myself, they loved it. That's what I'm saying is, if I wrote a song to be a hit song, nobody thought it was great. And if I write a song that I'm going to write the most fucked up song I can come up with, and people are going, man, that song is my favorite. I'm going, okay, I have no clue anymore. So for the last 20 years, I just write songs just for fun, just to see if I can come up with something new. And as long as they keep coming, I'm going to keep on doing it. It's fun. It's having kids. I got another baby. Here's my new kid, y'all. What do you think? He's retarded. I know. This one, oh, he's a genius. Oh, this one, well, this one's a slacker, but I love him. That's why I say, and, I hate to use the word retarded either, because we're so politically correct, and it's so sad that we can't joke with each other in light of things, anymore, because we taught each other to be offended. Yes. At things, back when I was growing up, you could say anything to me, we'd laugh at each other. Yeah. It's like my white trash friends are living down the street and we just crack up laughing, and now it's like, oh, I can't believe he said that, and I'm going, whoa. It's like, it's so sad. But anyway. Yeah. At the age of a very young 71, what is it about your music that you see you're still growing at, man? Is it learning new stuff every day, or just challenges that you set yourself out to through music? What is it possibly? For me personally, it's trying to make sense of everything. That's always been my first and foremost thought, even though I didn't know it until I got older, when you start realizing who you are and why you do what you do through years of looking back and figuring it out. Sure. But that's for me, it's always been truth. I want to know how does this work? Why does this work? Why do you feel this way? Why do I feel this way? Where did the universe come from? What is God? How was it made? Why were we made? Who am I? Do I have a gift? Do I not? Am I just normal? Am I special? Am I not? Am I crazy? Am I delusional? There's just, I just have questions about everything. And as the answers come, I create music with that. It's just creating those colors that I've absorbed this new thing about life, and I just put it into the music somehow. And that's kind of what I do without thinking about it or even saying this is what I do. I mean, the thing is, at 71 years old, I'm now able to kind of articulate what I do, because now I'm kind of seeing, oh, this is what you've been trying to do. You just didn't know it. And everything is instinct. And now I'm seeing what my instincts are. And it helps me to sort of express myself word-wise too, to people who aren't my age, who are on the same journey that I'm on musically, and how to encourage them and say, no, it gets better. Keep writing. That song was a great song, but don't beat yourself up, because you got another one. There's always another song if you're open your heart up. There's always life. I feel like the guy that's been climbing up the hill, struggling to get up that hill like everybody else. And most people have fallen by the wayside. They're just tired. They've given up. And I'm saying, no, come on. It is up. It's okay. Don't give up. There is a light here at the end of the tunnel. I don't know what your light is, but it's worth trying to find that light. Don't give up. Oh, yeah. And it's very important to me. So that's kind of what I sing about nowadays. Before it was, woe is me, my life is terrible, feel sorry for me, my mom didn't love me, my daddy, blah, 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 And people related to that because they felt the same way, and we felt like a gang. I felt like we understood each other, in ways that a lot of people don't, because people don't understand a lot of us abused people, in so many different ways. Or else I tried to open people's minds up to empathy for other people, and maybe you could get along with them better or understand them better, Again, it's always looking for answers. How can I make this friendship better? How can I make my life better for me and everyone around me? How can I give blindly and then receive unknowingly, and just walk through bliss doing what I do? That is something that I could see. It's like the love I've given back is given me. The love that comes back to me is amazing, because all I do is try to give love. And that's what I always tell people, just give yourself. It will come back. It will come back. Don't expect it. Don't look for it. And don't be upset if it don't come back to you from where you think it should come. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you will get what you really wanted. I believe that it's true, that it takes years to get to that place. And, I always look back every 10 years and go, boy, you are a dumbass. I'm much smarter now. And I'm at 71 and I'm thinking, boy, when I turn 80, I'm going to look back at my 70s and go, wow, dude, you still needed a lot to learn, And so that's the joy and uncertainty of life, as far as I'm concerned.
Going through all those struggles and getting to that peak of that mountain, man, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like,
well, I'm not at the top of the mountain yet, but what it is I've got a couple whiffs of that fresh air, and I know that by the time I get there, I might not have that long to enjoy it. But what I've learned is that it takes a lifetime to get there, and then it's over. And that's so cool. Yeah. Because you will get there. Because after you get there, you got nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. I mean, this is not what we were made to be. We were not made to get to that place where, okay, everything is perfect, because then we would go, well, what's next? We'll go right back to the bottom to start back over again. That's all about the journey, just the cycle.
Now, I know you have a lot of music, Doug, that you listen to over the years, but do you still have a go-to album or maybe a song that you find yourself gravitating back to and listening from time to time?
The only thing that I ever go back to listen to from time to time is my Poundhound album, Massive Bruce. Because that was one of the purest records I ever made when it comes to songs. I wrote all those songs along with all the other songs that were going to be on probably Faith, Hope, Love, or the fourth record. And they were just rejected songs. And they were just simple, heartfelt songs that I loved. And so I thought, I'm just going to put these on a solo record. This is just me, nothing, no frills, and I'm not trying to impress anyone. These are my demos. This is what I write every day, and that's why there's a heart for it there. It's like my first child, I guess, or something, my firstborn. The only thing I didn't like about it is I just had finally got enough money to have my own little studio, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I did not mix that record well. It doesn't sound good to me. But here's the cool thing for what I'm excited about is I pulled it up a couple days ago, and I got UA equipment now, and it's like digital analog. It's like listening to analog music, and I ran that whole record through the tape emulators and gave it a little saturation and little tight little EQ. And all of a sudden it was like, damn, this record is sounding good. So I'm going to pursue trying to put it out again, a remaster of it on record, on album, and put some older, I've got about 50 or 60 demo songs that no one's ever heard that will never get on record that I've written in the last 20, 30 years. I want to make a box set up for Doug fans.
Oh, nice.
And put something like that out. Even maybe if I can afford it, if people like 45s, I want to take like 20 songs and put them on 45s. And then you got a little lunchbox with 45s on, just for fun stuff that I've always loved, growing up, those novelty little things.
All right, man, before King's X hangs it up, what tour would you like to see King's X go out on? What would be the big one for you all?
Well, King's X will never break up. That'll never happen because no one is going to take the blame for breaking the band up. That's like mom and dad getting a divorce and it was mom's fault. It's like kids never get over it. So that's not going to happen. Well, here's the good and bad about it. I would like to, before King's X, the end of King's X, I would like to I would like to be able to fill up an arena like U2 did. I went and saw U2 a couple of years ago at the Hollywood Bowl, 60,000 people.
Oh, wow.
And I was in tears. You couldn't even, the band was so little that you can see them, but the screens behind them was just unbelievable. But at that moment, for me, I followed that band from day one, and they were one of my biggest inspirations and favorite bands in the whole world from day one. I had the bootlegs. I had the stuff that nobody else has. Mm-hmm. I was a rabid fan. And I watched them progress into what they became. Just one record after the next, and how they morphed into a new thing and then another thing. And the good and the bad, things I liked and I didn't like. But what I loved about it was they were Christians, two of them or three of them, and one wasn't. And at the time when they came out, I was a believer, and they brought their music to the world like I wanted to do, because rock and roll, Christian rock and roll was of the devil back in the 70s. And so I was always told, you can't play this, you can't do this. But I always had a rock band singing about Jesus, but we were always shut down. And when U2 came out in 80 was when King's X first started. And I heard Bono singing about his faith, and everybody was digging it, and the music was cool. And I thought, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. And what I loved about what he was doing was his honesty. I try to find my feet, but in you I'm complete, Gloria. And then he went on into the Latin words. And I thought how clever that was. You know, he actually said, I'm a piece of shit. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out, but I got you. You're with me. I believe in you. And I'm thinking, I've never heard a Christian sing like that in a song ever in my life, because everything was, we know you're suffering. You need to come to Jesus. Stop following Satan. Come with us. We know what you're feeling. Bullshit. And that was in nothing but Christian music. And I was singing it too, pointing the finger, telling them what you need, not knowing anything about what my faith was and knowing anything, just spewing this shit out because we thought we were supposed to. And I was totally against that. And I was looking for a way out. And that was my chance. And that's when my lyrics changed. And King's X was formed around the same time. Mm-hmm. And then we went forward with that. And I believe that we could do that too. We could get out there in the world and make music and rock out and be successful and sing about whatever we wanted to and not be a Christian band. And then when Christians found out I was gay, they blackballed us and we were not allowed to be sold in their Christian music stores and stuff. And at that point I couldn't care less, so it was over for that. And I'm glad. So now we do what we want to. And that's what I loved about U2 is they went through their own story of what they've done. And I watched them grow. And when I watched them play, I cried because I remember day one to now and thought, my God, what have they gone through, how they think, how they feel, and how much money they have. and I thought to myself, wow, that could have been us. Mm-hmm. I said that could have been us, and that was one time where there was a tear of joy and sadness at the same time, and it was a great moment for me, because I'll tell you the truth is to be that huge for me in the dysfunctional person that I was back in the day, who was unsure of himself and believed everybody and trusted everybody. Oh my God. Who knows what have happened to me back then? Because there would have been people controlling my life and taking advantage of me, and I would probably not be the person that I am today, going through that. And I'm glad that the universe spared me.
Ray Lazier, buddy, we're thinking of you, KXM core member. You come down with COVID, so we're thinking about you, and hopefully KXM
get well.
Get some more music from KXM soon. But health is first, my friend. Health is first.
Yes, always, and that's the biggest thing.
Folks, you want to get out and pick up Doug's 5th solo album, Joy Bomb, which is released today, October 5th, via Rat Pak Records. Don't take my word for it, but please go pick it up. This is a great, great album. It'll put a smile on your face. And if it doesn't make your day better, then I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you, but it's good. Trust me. Doug, thank you for everything you've done.
You're welcome.
And before I let you go, man, how can folks stay in touch with you, of course, buy this album, everything?
Just look up DUG Pinnick.com, Doug Pinnick Facebook, Doug Pinnick, Instagram, Twitter. And if you just type in Doug Pinnick in YouTube, you will find things that I don't even like up there that I've done. And if you go online, just Google Doug Pinnick. Yeah, don't believe everything you read and hear, but it's you learn a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'll have
especially Wikipedia. I just have to go in there all the time and change. I don't know who puts that stuff on there, but there's just crazy stuff that's on there that ain't true. So
I'll have all the links on this interview, folks.
Thank you.
For Doug, buy the album, things like that. So, Doug, before I let you go, as always, would you care to do a promo for my show?
I would love to. Okay. Hey, everybody, this is Doug from King's X, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Radio Hour. May the groove be with you.
Everybody, please stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Hour Podcast. And please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link and YouTube link, and we need the subscribers on the YouTube link, folks. Come on. I'll even sing Baby Shark and eat some bologna or something other with my shirt off. I don't know. Come on, I need subscribers. But please get out and pick up dUg, Pinnick's 5th solo album, Joy Bomb, which is out today via Rat Pak Records, and you won't be disappointed. Again, dUg, thank you so much for all your
You're
music,
welcome.
man, and God bless you, dude.
Talk to you again. Have
Yeah.
a good one.
You too.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey everybody, it's John the Bod, aka the Bod Father, a BODS Mayhem Hour. If you want a great podcast to check out about Ozzy Osbourne, then look no further than Diary of the Madman, the Ultimate Ozzy Podcast, with hosts Dan Drago and Josh Crum. Jump aboard the crazy train with two lifelong Ozzy fans who will bring you two unique perspectives on his legendary career. Diary of the Madman, the Ultimate Ozzy Podcast, discuss all things Ozzy and all things Ozzy related, such as all albums from all of the eras, tours, Ozfest, reunions, and more. They'll pit albums against each other in battles to determine the ultimate Ozzy albums, plus discuss Ozzy-related artists such as Randy Rhoads, The Mighty Zakk Wylde, Jakey Lee, Bob Daisley, and Black Sabbath, among others. Please check out Diary of the Madman, the Ultimate Ozzy Podcast, where podcasts are available. And trust me, these two guys, they know more about Ozzy Osbourne than I think Sharon or Ozzy knows about Ozzy himself. So be sure to check out Diary of the Madman, the Ultimate Ozzy Podcast. Jump aboard.